Vladimir Komarov was born in Moscow in 1927, a child of the Soviet Union. His father was a laborer and life was simple, but Vladimir dreamed of the sky. He watched planes overhead and longed to fly. At 15, he joined the Air Force, eager to learn. He excelled at the first Moscow Special Air Force School, graduating with honors. In 1960, the Soviet Union sought its first cosmonauts. Komarov was chosen from thousands. Training was brutal, but Komarov endured. Older than most, he was respected for his quiet strength and engineering skill. Even Yuri Gagarin admired him. Komarov knew the risks but accepted them as the price of his dream. He was ready to lead, ready to face the unknown. Komarov's journey was about to take a fateful turn. The story of Vladimir Komarov was about to become a tragedy. In October 1964, Komarov commanded Voskhod 1. 3 men crammed into a tiny capsule, no spacesuits, just risk. He became a Soviet hero, but also saw the flaws in the race for space. Soyuz was meant for the moon, but Komarov knew it wasn't ready. Chosen to command Soyuz 1, he saw the mission as a death sentence, but could not refuse. Komarov pressed on, for his country and his dream. The world would soon witness the cost of ambition. Soyuz 1 was a mission born of haste and political ambition. Komarov would launch alone, followed by Soyuz 2 with 3 more cosmonauts. The planned dock in orbit, perform a spacewalk, an audacious feat. But the Soyuz was riddled with over 200 faults. Engineers pleaded for delay but were ignored. Komarov, both pilot and engineer, knew the risks better than anyone. His friends urged him to refuse, but he couldn't. The backup was Yuri Gagarin. Komarov wouldn't let his friend die in his place. He accepted the mission, knowing it was likely fatal. He put his affairs in order, requested an open casket funeral. Komarov wanted the world to see the cost of political ambition. He walked toward his fate, eyes open. The launch approached, tension mounting. Komarov's sacrifice was a silent protest. He carried the burden for his friend, his family, his nation. The mission was set. There was no turning back. Komarov's courage was matched only by his sense of duty. The world watched, unaware of the tragedy to come. The countdown reached 0. Komarov's final journey began. April 23, 1967, Soyuz 1 launched. Immediately, disaster struck. A solar panel failed to deploy, crippling the ship. Power was lost, navigation failed, the craft spun out of control. Komarov, alone in orbit, fought to save the mission. He struggled for hours, but the problems were insurmountable. Ground control could only listen, powerless to help. The launch of Soyuz 2 was cancelled. Komarov was stranded. U.S. listening posts intercepted his transmissions, frustration, anger, resignation. He was ordered to attempt manual re-entry, a near impossible task. Against all odds, Komarov fired the retro rockets. The capsule began its descent. For a moment, hope flickered, but everyone knew the danger was far from over. The most perilous part, re-entry, awaited. Komarov's skill brought him this far, but fate was closing in. The world held its breath. Komarov's voice from the void was a testament to courage. He faced the end with resolve. The final test was at hand. The last moments of Soyuz 1 would become legend. As Soyuz 1 plunged to Earth, Komarov's only hope was the parachute. It failed. Packed too tightly, it wouldn't deploy. The reserve chute tangled, sealing his fate. The capsule fell like a stone, a fireball in the sky. Komarov was helpless, his final moments filled with rage and sorrow. U.S. posts heard his last words, anger at those who sent him to die. The capsule crashed near Orenburg, consumed by fire. Recovery teams found only twisted metal and a single charred heel bone. Komarov's open casket funeral forced officials to confront the cost of their ambition. His death exposed the recklessness of the Soviet space program, but his sacrifice led to vital changes, saving future lives. Komarov reached for the stars but paid the ultimate price. His legacy is a warning and a tribute to courage. The man who fell to Earth became a symbol of sacrifice. His story endures, a lesson written in fire and steel. Komarov's dream ended in tragedy but changed the course of history. He was a hero, not just for his nation, but for all humanity. The cost of ambition was written in the stars, and in the life of Vladimir Komarov.